What's up, everyone? This is Kirby. Welcome back to another episode of Heart of the Matter. Today we are getting to the heart of the matter with Aisha Gaines. If you are new to this platform and are unfamiliar with Heart of the Matter, then I want to tell you what it's all about. This is a platform where we get past the facade of social media and I got it all together. We want to allow real life to happen, allow you to see people, give you their stories, their triumphs, and allow you to connect and find your story in someone else's so that it's a little easier and more uplifting for you. But without further ado, let's get into Aisha's story. Welcome back and thank you for joining us. If you are just joining us, we are getting to the heart of the matter with founder and CEO of Honeybee Natural Magazine and also the Affirmation Summit, Aisha Gaines. Or not follow on social media. I'm not really sure why, but we'll fix that problem. I'll put everything right here so that you can go and follow us. And I will be a keynote speaker at the upcoming Affirmation Summit in September, so we definitely want you to come and join us. Today we really aren't wanting to go too deep into actually just sharing a story, but really just talk about self-love and self-care. I always tell her she's one of my favorite humans because she is just Aisha, and I have always loved that about her. I've always admired that about her, that no matter what is coming her way or even what society seems like, she's just Aisha, and I love and appreciate that. So how did Honeybee Natural become a magazine? Did you always start it out that way as a magazine, or did it start out differently?
No, Honeybee Natural was supposed to be like the classifieds.
Say more.
So I had this dream that I was walking around to these different women and asking them about their business. Like, hey, what's your business? I want to list it in my little classified, my little green sheet, and then I want to go around passing out these little newspapers like Johnny Appleseed, I don't know. And so that's the idea I had, and I let people around me influence me to turn it into a magazine. To the point of, you need models, you need a photographer, you need this, you need that. And because
that makes sense.
Again, if you're not knowing who you are, you say yes to a lot of things, and then you end up finding out later, oh, that's not who I am. I'm thankful for the process and the experience, right, but that definitely wasn't who I was. And so I did it. I was like, okay, well, it could be a magazine. That's fine. And so that's what I did. I kind of took on everyone else's ideas of what Honeybee Natural was supposed to be instead of sticking to what my original plan was the classifieds. And I later grew into knowing that I am better at helping women with their businesses. And everything that has happened over the past 5 or 6 years has been me having an encounter with a woman with a business, whether that was me helping, whether that was me being hired, whether that was me giving advice. It's always been about women, their mental stability and being who they are. Like, no matter what Honeybee Natural looked like in the beginning, deep down inside, I knew, that's not really everything that I care about. I just had to grow into defining what that was and actually putting it on the page.
What moment, what epiphany did you have that you said, this isn't it, this is supposed to be different, after having it as a magazine for so long?
The very first issue in 2013. Like, I remember getting it, flipping through it, and being so angry at it.
Oh.
Literally being angry. Like, I've been angry at something that has grown me in such an impactful way. I've been very angry at it because I knew it was supposed to be something. I just didn't know what it was supposed to be. So I flipped through and I'd be like, I'm so grateful for the people who's taken out the time to be in it, and I'm so grateful for everyone who, has supported the journey, but I just wasn't happy with the finished product, and it's because I wasn't necessarily happy with myself because I didn't know who I was. So I couldn't find myself in the pages of Honeybee Natural Magazine. Like, I knew it just wasn't me yet.
So what would you say kept you there in that Honeybee Natural Magazine space?
Obligation, a little bit, and although I didn't know a lot about having a business, I knew that consistency was important. So even if it's not all the way right, even if it isn't an all the way finished product in my mind, I still need to have some type of consistency, meaning like you're not going to stop.
Gotcha.
You don't get to stop. You get to change out loud and let everybody see all these changes that's about to happen. Because that's what you said you were going to do. You committed to providing this publication, and that's what you're going to do. And if you feel bad about it, you better change quick. You know, you better start growing at a faster rate. But like, no, you don't get to put it out there and take it back. Like, you don't get to do that.
Ooh, that's good. So would you say that it was more of an act of obedience or disobedience for you?
That's a really good question. Maybe obedience, and I knew I was supposed to be helping someone. Like, I think Honeybee Natural has helped a lot of people and influenced a lot of people, even if people haven't read it. I think the fact that I haven't stopped inspires people. Like, not having the resources, not having the team, not having the, you know, big high-end productions, and still producing it. And then when you see me in person, like, you still smile, you know, you're still in good spirits.
Tell us more about the new look of Honeybee Natural magazine and what the new content is about.
Very simple, very authentic, and very kind of hippie-ish, just kind of undone. And that's kind of who I am. Like, you know, you probably wouldn't see me too fancy. I might have fancy shoes and a fancy purse, or I might have, you know, fancy hair and fancy earrings, but I'm never too finished. And that's kind of how Honeybee Natural is now. And I think it's a little more inviting. So for people who can see themselves in that, being undone, unfinished, being human, they can relate to it more, as opposed to comparing themselves or trying to see themselves in something that is finished, you know, that's still broken. Like, face is good, hair is good, outfit's banging, but on the inside, empty. Yeah. And I did not want Honeybee Natural to give off that energy or vibe.
I love it. So Aisha and I had actually just talked about, that's really kind of how Heart of the Matter birthed out, was from my last natural hair show. You got a big swag bag, and you got a bunch of selfies, and you got some pictures and some great tips, but you're going home with your hoarded hair products, because if you are natural, most of us are product junkies, at least in the beginning. But then you're probably walking back to your car still crying, or still going through hell at home. And so that's why we want to make sure that this platform is here and was created. But I'm wanting to know, as far as self-care goes, how does Honeybee Natural Mag translate into self-care, and how has this journey impacted you, or how has your journey impacted Honeybee Natural Magazine?
I used to call myself a fraud all the time. Like, I'm such a fraud. And people were like, why are you saying that? Like, you're so earthy, you're so blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, my dress is earthy, but I'm about to go home and like eat this burger, and I'm about to drink like 8 cans of soda, like, and I'm not working out. I'm going to sleep. Like, I just did not take care of myself very well. And through the magazine, I started to see that. I started to see, when people hear Honeybee Natural, they think it's all natural everything, and they assume that you are either vegan or vegetarian. And I was none of that. You know what I mean? Like, I snack, Lay's potato chips, just you name it, I want it, and I'm eating it in bulk, and like, I'm unapologetic about it. And it used to make me very sick. Like, I would be out for weeks with, I'd get the flu, back to back. I get the flu, bronchitis, upper respiratory infection, weeks at a time. I feel. Wow. I mean, just be out of there, lay in the bed, like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. You know, my immune system was weak. And it came out in every aspect of me. Like, my skin wasn't the best. My hair was falling out. I just had a lot of really bad habits. And through the magazine, I connected with this company called Wholebox. I don't know if they're still in existence. Hopefully they are. But they would send me these all-natural vegan vegan / vegetarian all natural boxes.
Right.
Give you all these different new products to try. And I be pulling stuff out the box like,
keep it real.
What is this? You know, and so out of the 6 products that they would send, I'd try maybe 1 or 2, just to see how it was. And I would write about it in the magazine. Oh, I love making my own little butter. It would take so much out of me though to do it because that wasn't who I was.
Gotcha.
Like, I had my stash of,
I got this country crock over
you
there.
know what I mean? And I got, you know, I'm cooking with this Crisco, and they come back cooking with coconut oil. Like, what is it? You know, and then being at so many natural hair events and being around all this stuff, you would assume that was me, and it wasn't. Like, I could give a rat's behind about my hair products. Like, do it look good today? Okay. You know, a lot of it just did not matter to me, and I felt like a fraud. And through and it wasn't even to capitalize on the natural hair industry. I don't want to put that out there. Just remember, when I started the magazine, I was highly influenced by people who thought it should be something that I personally didn't connect with all of the way. So I want to make that clear. But sorting through the box one day, I was like, you know, you can do better than this.
Right.
And so I started with the thing that I loved the most, which was high fructose corn syrup and soda. And it was, you know, can you go from 3 a day to 2? Yep, I can do that. Can you go from 2 a day to 1? Yep, I can definitely do that. It took a lot of work, and it was through the thing that made me the most unhappy, my publication. I knew she wasn't finished, and it caused me to reflect on myself being unfinished, and I just started to love myself through that process, and I started to care about myself through that process, and those are the things I wanted to reflect in Honeybee Natural.
Or what is self-care to you?
So self-care it's every aspect of you, coming from not having a very solid foundation of people telling me who I was as a person in a way that wasn't serving to them. I just didn't have a lot of that. And I started to learn that self-care was my attitude towards myself. Like, how do I see myself? Me making a list of all the things I didn't like about myself and figuring out realistic solutions of things that I could actually do to fix those things. I didn't even recognize my face, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize I was attractive or pretty or whatever, easy on the eyes, until I saw a picture of myself in Honeybee Natural.
Oh, wow.
And this was in 2012.
Wow.
So I was kind of like invisible to my own self for a very, very long time.
That's powerful. Why did you birth the Affirmation Summit, and where do you see it going?
The birth of the Affirmation Summit was kind of similar to your experience. Me just going to a lot of events, meeting great women, meeting great people, connecting with great companies, but seeing firsthand how those women would still go home and be suffering. And some of those women, you know, I was friends with her. Some of the women, sometimes it was even me. You know, like I've gone to this thing, and you know, this list of things was supposed to come out of it, and it didn't. It actually made me feel a little empty, and I wanted to create something that would kind of help with that, giving women tools to use in those moments where they have to grow and learn and change and transition. Yeah. What can we do? What tools can I bring, and what people can I bring to help us all be better up here? Because our minds, I mean, it's the source. Like, it's the center point. And if the mind is jacked, everything will be jacked. And until we start fixing that and being mindful of that, then, you know, we'll all be walking around like robots and aliens to one another.
So
not,
true.
Not connecting,
So
not loving each other how we should, not loving ourselves how we should, not giving.
Like my journey with learning self-love, I remember praying a prayer that I asked God to make me be the original design of Tia. Who did He originally create me to be? And it was a journey to learn that. And I actually prayed to unlearn everything that the world has taught me, that my life experiences, even my parents, even outside of that, because I want to be who He's called me to be, not who I've morphed into, if that makes sense. I asked that because as I'm sitting here and thinking about you even saying about you're invisible, and I thought about Mariah Carey. One time she was giving an interview and she was saying how she only would show one side of her face, or like favored or went to this one side of her face, and the person asked her like why, and she said a makeup artist a long time ago, or a photographer, somebody told her that this was her best side, and so she kind of believed that. I was thinking it was crazy why that stuck out to me, because I always felt like I had a good side of my face. And I was like, dude, Mariah Carey? Like, what do you mean a good side? Like, I just think she's so pretty. And this side technically was always what I wanted to. And you'll see it, like, if you go through and scroll through my Instagram or something, you'll always see me going, you know what I'm saying? I always like favorite to the side. But I noticed that even in these moments, like just keeping it all the way real, most times when I end up doing Heart of the Matter segments, in my mind, I want to sit on that side so that you'll see this side. But somehow God always sets it up to where I'm sitting on this side so that He can remind me that every side of me is good. Every side of me is beautiful. And I think that is something so powerful as far as just the mindset, even just learning how to love yourself and love yourself flaws and all, and see the beauty in even the things that the world has told you is ugly.
Yeah, for sure. The world has a really bad habit of setting the tone and creating the tone for us.
If you've ever spent any time with her, she's just, like I said, she's one of my favorite humans, truly. But I mean, like, I would have never thought that you thought of yourself as invisible or unattractive, or even that, because listen, her work is impeccable, and so if you go and see like her magazines and any publications or anything that she's done, it's always like top notch. It's like, I'm gonna be like her. But how it translated, you would never know the unhappiness or the unsettled part. So what advice would you give to someone who maybe has sunken into doing things a certain way because that's what people told them, or that's what they saw around them, even though it's not sitting good with them?
Whew, that's tough. In the simplest form, creating. The advice I would give is to create. And what I mean by create is go take a painting class, go take a dance class, go learn how to cook a new food. The way Honeybee Natural is going to be positioned now is a magazine-styled affirmation workbook. And so that's creating self-help guides, essentially, where we can journey through different things together. And so the first one is 7 days of self-love transitions. So it's giving you ways to transition into loving yourself. I see people talking about self-love all the time.
Yes.
But I haven't seen an actual definition of what self-love is.
So what is it to you? What does self-love mean to you?
Simply being okay with every part of you, like in every condition that it's in, and through every journey. Accept yourself even if it's difficult.
So tell us more of your tips for self-love or self-care.
Okay, so I can't give you all of it, but
we come to the Affirmation Summit.
If you come to the Affirmation Summit, you'll get to see some of the things that Honeybee Natural is all about visually. You get to hear different things and experience different things with women who have gone through. Where
can they find you, or more information about you and Honeybee Natural Magazine?
So www.honeybeenatural.com is our website. Instagram is where I live. So Honeybee Natural Mag for Instagram. Affirmation Summit is attached to the Honeybee Natural page. There's a whole little link situation that says Affirmation Summit you can click on to to find out more about the summit. And the summit Instagram is at the Affirmation Summit.
Awesome. And then when is the Affirmation Summit?
The Affirmation Summit is September 22nd, 2018. It is from 9 to 2:30 plus a VIP sunrise yoga session with someone that's very, very, very special. And it's sponsored by Plenty Baby Naturals. So you'll have to figure out what ticket works for you, if you just want to do the general workshops, or if you want to do the workshops plus the sunrise yoga session. My advice would be to do it all. You can get the full experience.
Join us for the Affirmation Summit, and make sure that you go and click the link. I'll leave all of this information that I should just spilled out for you down here in the description box below. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and tune in next Friday for another episode of Heart of the Matter. All right, well, we love you, and thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.